So the moon's shadow then gets projected onto the Earth somewhere, not everywhere, but somewhere. And as time passes throughout the day, that shadow moves. This time it's going to move across from Mexico, across Texas, and further northeast all the way up into Maine. It's going to make a line about 115 miles wide. So if you were on that line, or on that ribbon, if you will, then you would see a total solar eclipse. Here in Fountain Hills, or in the Phoenix metro area today, it's only going to be 40%. And I want to show you with these Frisbees what that looks like. So yellow is the sun, and I know that you all know the moon is made of green cheese, but I didn't have a green. So this is going to be a blue cheese Frisbee. And what's happening already is that the moon is partway across the sun, and it eventually, in the next half hour, it's going to go about like that, or actually about like this. And 64% of the sun will be occluded by the moon from this viewing point, which is really, still pretty special. And it's important to know that 5,000 years from now will be probably the last solar eclipse, because right now, when you look at the sun and the moon in the sky, they appear to be the same size, don't they? But 5,000 years from now, the moon will be much farther away from Earth. It's drifting away slowly, and it will not be able to totally cover the sun. So that's going to be, for those of you that are here. Sorry. Okay, I think that's all I have, other than to just mention that you probably noticed that we do have a large television screen, and we're projecting an image of the eclipse onto that television screen. I'm sorry it isn't brighter and higher contrast, but that's because it's so bright outside today. But please feel free to take a look at that throughout the program. Thank you.
Okay, thanks, Scott. All right, so before I call G-Jeff up here to get this, now G-Jeff, I'm J-Jeff, and then we have another guy on board, G-Jeff. So before I call Jeff up here to start the formal program, I want to take a minute to thank McCarthy Building Companies for making this event so special. Virtually everything physical that you see here, the tents, the chairs, the TV, the microphone, the refreshments, the podium, the fancy shovels that you see over in the dirt over there, they're all courtesy of McCarthy, and they just have a great team here. Yeah, there you go. And there's so many of them. I'm going to miss a few, but there's Mike and Brandon and Justin and Janelle and Colby and Scott and Mitch, and if I miss Zach. And Zach as well. So hopefully I got most everybody, but thank you so much for your contribution here. I also want to thank our architect, Swabak, for not only designing a beautiful building, but for the life-size renderings that we see behind here that are providing a real nice backdrop for us. Thank you, Scott Graham. Where you at, Scott? Yeah, I thought you were over here somewhere. There they are. And Francis Lee. Thanks for being here. And finally, a big thank you to Rose and Allen, Public Relations, for all the meticulous planning. You wouldn't believe what went into this. The timing and the media coordination and all the organization. It's been fantastic. And I specifically want to thank Mike Skirbo for leading that effort. Of course, I should also give Mike a hard time because as part of his media coordination, he scheduled me for a television interview at 6 a.m. Yeah. But I really can't give him a hard time because he too had early interviews at 5 a.m. and 4:30 and 4 a.m. So thank you so much, Mike. Really appreciate it. Okay, let's get this celebration started. Let's give him a hand. So as I mentioned before, I want to introduce another of our distinguished board members, Mr. Jeff Yazetta.
Good morning. Wow, what a great turnout for this exciting event. I want to welcome you all to the official groundbreaking of the International Dark Sky Discovery Center. As you can imagine, this is a very, very exciting day for all of us. This is the culmination of many, many years of work, many hours put in by our board of directors. And before we jump into our program, I want to recognize a few groups who have made all of this possible. First, I would like to recognize our mayor and town council members for their unwavering support of this project. Next, town staff. I am a former council staffer from another city, and staff are often the unsung heroes doing a lot of work behind the scenes, and they have worked with us very closely through the permitting process and have helped us get us to where we are today. A round of applause, please. And finally, I'd like to thank our neighbors, the River of Time Museum, the Community Garden, the library, the Chamber of Commerce, and all of the residents of Fountain Hills. Everyone has been so supportive of this project. It is a great unifier for our community, and we would not be here today in Fountain Hills if it weren't for all of your support. We look forward to bringing the International Dark Sky Discovery Center to the Town Center complex. This is going to attract people not only from around Phoenix and Arizona and throughout the nation, but from around the world. It is truly an international attraction. A round of applause for the community, please. Next, I would like to welcome my colleague, the president of the International Dark Sky Discovery Center Board, Joe Bill. Cut this short.
What's that?
Welcome, everyone. As Jeff said, wow, what a great crowd. This is so exciting. So happy you could come. So welcome, everyone, to Fountain Hills, our dark sky oasis in the Valley of the Sun. Today is history in the making. We are not just turning over some desert sand today, we are laying the foundation for a future filled with discovery. The International Dark Sky Discovery Center is a truly extraordinary science facility. It will offer unique STEM learning experiences, space science research opportunities with the largest telescope in the greater Phoenix area, planetarium shows that will immerse you into the universe, educational videos on a 30-foot wide screen in the Inspiration Theater, and fascinating hands-on learning experiences in the Einstein Exploration Station. We are on a mission to inspire the next generation of scientific minds, and this facility will be a launch pad for their incredible journeys. But the Discovery Center is for visitors of all ages, and it is not just about the celestial wonders, physics, and exploring the universe. The Night Sky Experience exhibit hall will inspire a sense of awe for dark skies as seen by our ancestors and how they depended upon the stars for much of their cultural and navigational needs. It will also present a history of lighting from gas lamps to LEDs. And most importantly, it will follow the lead set by the Smithsonian and inform visitors that proper light at night is fine, but excessive use of the wrong kind of light is increasing sky brightness by 10% per year. This is having adverse effects on Arizona's billion-dollar astronomy industry, and also on nocturnal animals, bird migration, and even human health. By joining the Smithsonian on the forefront of this international effort, the Discovery Center transcends its role as a Fountain Hills attraction. Instead, we become an international attraction that will help Arizona maintain its reputation as the astronomy state. Clearly, we would not have gotten this far with all the broad support that we have gotten. J. Jeff and G. Jeff already complimented some of the supporters that we have. I was going to do this, and then I was going to kind of go through everybody, and they said, Joel, You cannot do that. If you go through the whole long list of supporters, you'll still be sitting here for the next eclipse in 21 years. Here's what I will do. I will mention some groups and individuals who are here today, and we can recognize all of them at the end. As you know, here today is our Discovery Center Board of Directors, Mayor Ginny Dickey, and Town Council members, State Senator John Kavanaugh, representatives from Senator Kelly's office, Senator Sinema's office, Governor Hobbs's office, the CEO of the Greater Phoenix Economic Council, and many of our 350 plus private donors. Let's everyone give everyone a big round of applause. The 9-year journey that brought us to this momentous event is a story of vision, collaboration, and community-wide support. It is a testament to what can be achieved when a community rallies behind a common goal. The support came from all corners, but let me mention 3. Former Mayor Linda Kavanaugh deserves credit for quickly seeing the vision that we presented. Her unwavering support proved instrumental during the 3-year journey to securing the prestigious designation of Fountain Hills as the 17th International Dark Sky Community in the world. For the next 6 years, the focus shifted to the Discovery Center, and this dream is taking a giant leap forward with today's groundbreaking. This would not have been possible without the tremendous support of Mayor Ginny Dickey and all along the way. And she and her husband Jim even went to the Smithsonian and set up a table just outside the Lights Out exhibit there and told visitors what our community is doing to preserve dark skies. As for that Smithsonian exhibit, they had over 200 designated dark sky places around the world to choose to feature. They chose only 13, and Fountain Hills is one of them. Lastly, we would not be here today if it weren't for State Senator John Kavanaugh. His work to secure state funding through a grant program of the Discovery Center was a game changer for us. He helped fellow legislators understand what this project means for the state, and he helped arrange for me to present to senior staff in the governor's office so that they too understood what we are creating. So here we are, witnessing the birth of a groundbreaking facility that is the first of its kind in the world. The International Dark Sky Center is not just a building. It is a symbol for a brighter, darker future. We have raised $19 million out of the $25 million that is needed. We welcome and appreciate donations at all levels. Many of our large donations were the result of someone connecting us with someone. We invite all of you to make those connections for us, and perhaps even at the level of a naming rights donation. It is indeed a rare opportunity for donors to get naming rights on a unique science-based facility that will receive recognition worldwide. Speaking of naming rights, I want to highlight one major donation. 10 years ago, a visionary philanthropist donated telescopes to our library so that anyone could check out a telescope, a program that received a national award. His commitment to science education didn't stop there. Since then, he and his wife made a 7-figure donation and secured naming rights for the Hyperspace Planetarium. The planetarium will now be called the Craig and Ruth Gimbel Hyperspace Planetarium. Craig and Ruth, please stand up. Let's get ready. Okay, getting to the fundraising finish line is a critical task. In order for everyone here to be able to help us, it is important that you have a title. So as of today, everyone that's here today is promoted to Discovery Center Ambassador. You are now officially on our team. Please join us on this extraordinary adventure, and let me close with 2 quotes. 400 years ago, everyone could see the stars, but only Galileo had a telescope. Now everybody has a telescope, but nobody can see the stars. Hopefully we can do something about that. And finally, a last quote. Under sunlight, you see the world, but under dark skies, you see the universe. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone. Joe, I think, works more in retirement than he did when he was in his career. Just really wonderful working under his guidance and direction. This is a really wonderful project. Next, I would like to welcome up to the stage our mayor, Ginny Dickey.
Thank you so much. It's such an honor to be here and welcome all of you here. But as you heard before this, it's been many, many years, a lot of people helping to make this happen, and I just happen to be very, very lucky and fortunate to be here on this day. So, starting with the words, whereas the aesthetic beauty and wonder of a natural dark sky is a shared heritage of all humankind, the town of Fountain Hills proclaimed April 2nd through today, actually, International Dark Sky Week, when we did that during our last council meeting. So it's fitting that we all gather now to celebrate that recognition while we experience a solar eclipse at literally a groundbreaking event. Where else? Naturally, Fountain Hills. Gazing at the heavens, one can peacefully be alone with your thoughts, but incredibly connected with the rest of the universe. How many across the country, right now and today later, will be looking at the sky with the same anticipation that we're feeling right at this moment? It's encouraging to know that throughout history, and as Joe said even before, this shared curiosity and awe inspired scientific breakthroughs and exploration, as well as spiritual and poetic expression. Leaders who in their own right inspire us with words like a more perfect union, of the people, by the people, for the people. Ask what you can do for your country. Committed citizens can change the world, and the future belongs to those who believe in the beauty of their dreams. They had those dreams under these same stars and these same skies. Witnessing this phenomenon today here together, it's a timeless yet fleeting event. So I thank you so much for joining our celebration, the town of Fountain Hills and state of Arizona and beyond. Thank you.
Thank you, Mayor Dickey. The next speaker is Senator John Kavanagh. He has been instrumental in securing a significant amount of funding for this project. Please join me in welcoming Senator John Kavanagh.
Thank you very much. It's a pleasure to be here speaking with all of my fellow ambassadors. However, I should warn you that in the event you roll a stop sign on the way out of here, you do not have diplomatic immunity. I first heard about the dark sky many years ago when my wife was mayor, and we were having dinner, and she said, this guy named Joe Bill called. He wanted to make Fountain Hills a dark sky community. And being a bit of a New York wise ass, I quipped, do we really want to go back to the dark ages, Linda? But of course, dark sky is a very positive thing. It's environmentally friendly. It promotes science by allowing observatories. And aesthetically, it's a lot nicer to live, in a place with sedate lighting than Times Square, where I used to patrol when I was a cop. So, but of course, Joe Bill doesn't stop at dark skies. Next, he wanted land. And Linda, was able to help with the council to get this land. But Joe didn't stop there because he needed some cash, right? And I was very pleased to get, I think we got about 15 million from the state. And I don't normally do that. I'm earmarking an expenditure like that. But this project was totally different from anything I've seen in the past. This project just checked all the right boxes. Economic development, tourism for Fountain Hills. Teamed up with the River of Time Museum, the Planetarium Observatory. I guess the Chamber could plan back to the future tours. Come to Fountain Hills for a day, right? Visit the Discovery Center, have lunch, economic development, and then check out the River of Time Museum and the Art Walk. It really completes the circle here. But the biggest reason why I tried to persuade and maybe twist some arms to get that cash was this is probably dollar for dollar the biggest bang for the buck educational expenditure I ever made in my 18 years in the legislature. Those of us who have kind of advanced a bit in years, we all have in our minds these little VCRs, which shows how old I am, right? Where you can hit the replay button and you can actually replay like you're living little snippets, 10, 15 minutes of like your childhood, almost like you're there again. And one of those snippets in my VCR was when I was in elementary school, and we traveled to the Hayden Planetarium, which is in New York City Museum of Natural History. And, we all school kids, yay, not in class, sat in those chairs that swiveled back. The room got dark, and suddenly the universe appeared above us, projected from these weird-looking, almost like science fiction monsters, projectors in the center. And we stood there in amazement at how the Greeks could have thought that those stars looked like a bear. That they really should have stopped after the Big and Little Dipper, because whatever they were smoking kicked in afterwards. But in any event, I was speaking to President Crow, and I mentioned this, and ASU is going to be having a large educational part here. Their students using for training and for research. So, like I said, this checks every box, and I was very glad to be a part of it, and I just can't wait to see this thing finish. So, big round for Joe Bill and his small band of visionaries who really made this thing happen.
Thank you again for your support, Senator Kavanaugh. Next, I am going to invite Joe Bill back up to the stage. He is going to read a statement from Arizona State University.
Yes.
Thank you, Jeff. It just so happened that this is the once-a-year meeting with the senior staff at Arizona State University, and President Crow meet with some legislators in the state. President Crow sends his regrets, and however, he prepared this for me to share with you today. I want to offer my congratulations on the official groundbreaking of the International Dark Sky Discovery Center. This moment marks the physical genesis of a significant, globally impactful site for advancing our understanding of dark skies and ultimately our preservation of this important resource. At Arizona State University, we are grateful to all those who have worked so hard to bring this center into being, and we look forward to collaborating with the International Dark Sky Discovery Center in the years to come. In particular, we are excited by opportunities for students and researchers in our School of Earth and Space Exploration to utilize the Dark Sky Observatory, and our School of Life Sciences to assist with research and education related to the effects of nighttime light on animal and human health and behavior. The International Dark Sky Discovery Center holds vast potential for generating scientific breakthroughs, connecting individuals with the STEM fields, inspiring and empowering learners of all ages, and moving us all and our relationship with the cosmos and natural world forward. Again, I offer my congratulations on this momentous occasion, as well as ASU's expression of interest in continuing to work with the Dark Sky Center to educate its visitors about the wonders of astronomy and our night skies. Sincerely, President Michael Crow.
Thank you to ASU, and keeping with the trend of education, we have some students here with us today, and I'm going to invite them up to the stage, and they're going to share a few thoughts on what the Discovery Center means to them. Bella Garman, join us. Just say what the Discovery Center is to you. Yeah.
I'm just really excited that the younger that the younger kids in like elementary school and middle school will have something like this to get them interested in space and astronomy, and I'm really excited that they'll have that.
Thank you so much, Bella. Next, I'd like to welcome from the high school, Brendan Davies.
I think it's just really special that we can have something like this in Fountain Hills. That'll be like a worldwide attraction that like people from around the world can come to and see space. I don't know.
Thank you, Brendan. From middle school, Monty O.
I'm very interested to learn about what's up there. I just want to see.
There's a lot to see up there. Thank you, Monty.